Trading funded account is one of the most profitable businesses you can ever get involved, right? I'm calling it businesses because if you don't treat it as a business, you won't end up getting a payout, or even if you get a payout, you won't end up getting a return on investment. The goal at the end of the day is for you to get a return on investment. So if you don't treat funded accounts as a business, then you won't end up getting a return on investment. And how do you treat funded accounts as a business? If you're starting a grocery store, or you're starting a shop that's going to sell shoes, or you're starting a fashion shop, obviously you need to sit down, come up with your business plan, how much you're going to be spending on that business, the cost and the projected profits. It's the same thing in trading. It's the same thing in funded accounts. If I want to get into trading with funded accounts, the first thing I want to have is a profitable strategy, right? Once I already have my profitable strategy, which is validated, and I'd say, yes, I have a strategy which is working, what I'll ask myself is, okay, what is the ideal account size that I can have that can give me something reasonable at the end of the day? Now, let's take something like $100,000. It's already decided. I say, okay, if I'm going for $100,000 pro forma account, now reasonably I can target 5%, just 5%. For payout on that account is going to be like $5,000. Does it make sense? But now I need to be able to give myself room for failure. Meaning I wouldn't just go for $100,000 pro forma account. I'll go for what I used to call the 50-10-50% rule. The first 50% stands for if your target is to trade with $100,000, you buy two $100,000 pro forma accounts. All right, you buy two $100,000 pro forma accounts because at that point in time you are giving yourself room for failure. Whatsoever, if the market doesn't go as planned, or it wasn't a lucky day, or you were not too lucky, you can lose one of the accounts. If you have a strategy that is working, there is no way you can blow all those accounts, right? If you blow all the accounts, just go back to the drawing board and maybe update that strategy because it's not working. If it's working, then you should at least have one of those accounts funded. If you have one of the accounts funded, you go down to the 10% rule, which is what I used to call the 10%, the 50-10-50, right? We're going to the next 50%. 10% rule, you just target 10% on that account and request a payout. You can even reduce it to 5%. 5% on $100,000 is $5,000. So you target 10% or 5,000 or 5% based on your preference and request a payout. If you target just 5% and request a payout, and with a pro firm like Lionheart Funding Program that gives you about 90% at the end of the day, you're going to be going home with about $4,500. Remember, you started with how much? You started by buying two pro firm accounts, two $100,000 pro firm accounts, which cost you $1,000. And at the end of the day, maybe within that whole period, it can be within a month. At the end of the month, you've gotten $4,500. How much did you invest? You invested $1,000. How much is your ROI? How much is your return on investment? Your return on investment is $3,500. Can you see? I treated it as a business, and I can be able to see that I make a return on investment at the end of the day. I can take that $3,500, which is my profit, buy again pro firms even worth $1 million and start the whole circle again. It's not magic. Trust me, treat it as a business and follow this circle, and you see yourself moving from $100,000 to $1 million to $2 million, or from $10,000 to maybe $100,000, $200,000, $1 million. It's not magic. That's the same system I used in 2023 to go from $200,000 to almost about $400,000 in funding, with about almost about $4 million in funding, with about $400,000 in payout in 2023. And you too can do the same. Treat it as a business. Look for a return on investment on that particular investment you're going to be putting in, and that is going to be the way forward, the way for you to get your first million funded in Forex trading. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. As always, share this video with someone. Click that plus button to follow my page